Hello, welcome back to Sunday with Sunday. Sorry.
I didn't even feed him that much sugar today.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Sunday with Sun plus Day. And this, oh right, and this is Sun.
And I'm Allison Day. He refuses to say his entire name.
I don't want to.
I don't wanna.
That's doxing yourself, Allison. People don't know who I am, okay? And now, if I say it, they will know who I am.
It's all over the internet.
Oh, okay.
It's on your social media profiles.
Okay, maybe I should
I think it's a little late for that. Just saying.
I need to delete myself from the internet.
I think it's a little late for that. You're already in the blockchain.
And the blockchain.
Good luck. The blockchain's deleting itself right now. But anyways, we're back with another episode. It's back to another Sunday. Another week has passed. And Sun has been listening to a lot of podcasts.
I've been listening
to a lot of podcasts because that's just what he does.
That's what I
can
do.
never talk to him. I have to yell if I want to get his attention because he always has his headphones in.
Because I need to download the internet. I need to download people knowledge, into my brain.
Pretty sure it goes in one ear and out the other.
That's why I put two on. So I'm hoping that I can listen one ear, and then when they try to escape, it's like, nope, I'm blocking you. You're coming back inside.
So now you just have ping pong happening in your head?
Yeah.
No wonder.
And nothing ever.
Yeah.
I'm just always just like.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Everything makes sense now. Nothing can get through because it's just like ping pong, ping pong, ping pong.
It's chaos in that brain of his.
Pretty much.
But
yes.
So he listened to a podcast. I don't know which one it was, but he comes over to me and he's like, "We need to start grounding ourselves."
So now people are gonna think I'm one of those like these woo woo sort of hippie. It's like, oh,
you not?
Let's drink our own urine or something.
Let's not do that. You're not.
That's what I feel like.
So
people are gonna think that that's the case.
But it was like I was listening to this guy and he said we need to ground ourselves.
And we do, Allison. We do.
Because we have electrical signals and they need to be grounded.
That's what he said. He said that that's how we have inflammation, right? Okay, this is an example. Okay, maybe I'm butchering it, but this is an example that he gives. He's like some I don't know. You know what? I don't even know what I listen to or who he is or any of that stuff. It's one of those things, one of those popular podcasts, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening to it. What is it about? About inflammation and grounding yourself.
This sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, imagine if you have electrical outlet in your house, right? And then if there's too much electrical power, it burns your house down because it's like flame. So think of your body as your house, and your feet or like your extremities or your body parts are like brooms, and then that could get inflamed because there's too much electrical power or whatever outage. Not outage, but what do you call that when you're overloading? So that's what happened. Like inflammation. It's the same from the same word flamme in Latin. It's from the same root word. So you think about why are you looking at me like this?
I'm intrigued.
I know. That's my first reaction too. I was like,
So he comes back to me and tries to explain to me all of these things, and then he's like, what we need to do, what we are missing in our life is we need to go outside, take off our shoes, be barefoot, and put our feet on the ground.
Well, you're lucky.
So we can ground ourselves, so we can get rid of the excess electricity.
Exactly.
And I was like, okay.
Deflame.
So I'm feeling a little skeptical about most of these things.
Yes.
But going out and sitting outside, not a bad thing. So, okay, we can do that. Sure, let's start doing that.
Yeah, deflame ourselves.
We deflame ourselves.
Pretty much. So that's what we...
So almost every day this week, for the past week, we have been going outside, taking some tea, maybe some snacks, And
Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to make some tea before for this podcast.
we're
Go
not
ahead.
grounding ourselves right now.
I mean, I'm being grounded right now. Okay, you're
You are
calling me out.
definitely not grounded right
you're
now.
calling me out. All right, I feel so grounded now.
But anyways, so we've been going outside in the afternoons or early evening, and taking off our shoes, putting our feet on the ground.
I take off all my clothes, by the way, for everyone. Anyone's
Luckily for
listening.
the neighborhood, this is in our backyard, so he's not flashing anybody.
Maybe
except for
next
me.
week we should have an episode where we sit outside while being grounded and have a podcast naked.
This is how
It's
we
not-
get a really, really popular YouTube channel that subsequently immediately gets banned.
Well, maybe they'll request us to just like the first episode, we'll just have the audio without the video.
Then what is the point?
Just get
It's a lot of equipment to take outside.
get the listeners, whet their appetite. Is what I say.
Really immerse them in your
Yeah,
nudity.
in my grounding experience.
But I am still very skeptical about this whole concept of grounding our electrical signals that our
Yeah.
body creates.
Yeah, I mean,
Because to be fair, that sounds like total bullshit.
it's not,
But-
Alison. Okay,
But
yeah,
I do think it has helped
yeah,
to get outside because we're not on our phones, we're not on our computers,
I mean,
we're not trying to get things done. We're just going out there.
I was on my phone for a bit and then I got yelled at.
Yes, he did get yelled at. Going outside, hanging out with the birds and random animals.
And a lot of bugs.
Son
There's just
spends at least 50% of every grounding session yelling at all the ants.
yes, all the ants and little things that are just they move around and they're so
Little
small
bugs.
and you can't tell what they are.
He really yells at all the little bugs.
Yeah, I do yell at them like, just get out of the way.
Why are you in my backyard?
Do you all have nothing to do?
They are doing their something.
Go get a job.
What do you
know?
think they're doing?
Go-
They're doing their jobs.
Go do. It's a what do you call it? It's a freelance economy now. It's a what do you call that? It's a freedom economy. What is that called when you're like you drive for Uber and you drive for Dash or something? It's a free whatever it is. A freedom economy. Let's just
Okay.
call it that. Go get a job. Go deliver some food.
What do you think they're doing? That's literally what they're doing, crawling around your backyard.
They are literally just like carrying
That
like
is
big old
Their
food.
entire
It's
purpose.
like, oh, hey,
It's food delivery.
Yeah, they're carrying it to the queen, and I'm just sitting there yelling at them. They're like, what the heck?
They're just trying to get their work done. And
some
this
of them,
guy is yelling at them.
some of them crawl on me, and it's like, what the heck? Do I look like food? Maybe,
You look delicious.
maybe. And then you have flying bugs going everywhere,
Because we always go at like dusk.
and they have yeah, because we didn't want to get like actually burnt, by the
Which is great
sun.
because we go outside. It's maybe an hour or two before dusk. We're sitting 100% in the shade, never in any, like, don't even step out into direct sunlight at all. And I still get sunburned.
it's a bounce. It's a bounce.
I still get sunburned.
Alison, you're white. I
I
mean, it comes with the
know.
territory of just getting sunburned. You probably could just walk around the house and we have bright lighting and probably get sunburned. I think. Let's try that. Actually, I don't know. I kind of want to do an experiment of
Could
just
happen.
having. You
Could
you don't even need to go to a tanning boutique or whatever. You can just have very very bright light. I'll get one of those like studio light and just point at you, and then we'll see.
I never got sunburned when we were streaming.
You're always rosy afterward, though, so I don't know.
But that's not burn.
Maybe that's just high blood pressure.
adrenaline.
But anyways, grounding experience, the best.
Okay, but I like I said, I do think the process itself has actually helped. We've been sleeping better. We've been a little bit calmer
Mm,
in general.
mm. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe you are.
I
you
am.
are. Because again, I think the problem is that half the time I spent out there yelling at little critters.
I mean,
So
that's
I
part
think
of the
it's kind of it's almost defeating the purpose. It's like I'm generating more electricity than I'm grounding.
Okay, I'm still not on board with this electricity thing.
It's
But-
static electricity, Allison. How do you think my hair come to look like this in the morning? Because I rub around in bed all the time before I get out. And
No, you
that's-
just have very thick hair.
Okay, well that too, but then like I look like I got electrocuted, and
That's
this is
just
natural look.
Very thick hair.
Yes,
There's no
Because-
if you held up a balloon to your head, it would not stick right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, it might. I don't know. I don't know. I need a balloon to figure that out.
have
But
any
I
balloons
feel
in this
like
house.
because I am what do you call that, Allison? Electrifying, is what I think you call that. Yeah. But anyways.
Anyways.
That's gonna be the word that we use the most on this
Anyways.
But anyways,
But yeah, so that's what we've been up to this week.
we've been. So if you have any experience with grounding yourself, and I'm not talking about just getting in trouble and being grounded,
And we're also not talking about being down to earth.
yeah, because we're not that down to earth. I'm always up in la la land.
Yes.
But I think I'm glad it's helping you, Allison. I feel like I don't know if it actually is helping me. Like I said, I think maybe I need to spend those time to meditate, like I said I would.
Did you
Or-
meditate at all this week?
Maybe a few seconds here and there where I think about it and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do some breathing exercise. Like,
One breath,
like
and then
inhale,
distraction.
think about my breath, exhale, distraction, look at some charts or something, look at some code,
Distraction.
and then distraction. Typical.
Yeah.
But anyways,
The usual.
what were we talking
But
about?
I don't think it helped with my inflammation at all, though.
You haven't tried
Because-
hard enough. I mean, maybe you. Is it worse?
I'm 8
now?
months pregnant. I'm getting those swollen ankles. It's a pregnancy thing.
No, I don't
Sucks.
have it.
But it might. I feel like the swelling has gone up and down and up independently of the grounding.
But it's not.
I don't think the grounding has actually helped.
I-
Because if it had helped, my ankles would not swell again.
Maybe you
They
need to
swelled
ground
up
more,
again.
Allison. Think about it. Maybe you need like 3 hours of grounding. Maybe you need to get naked too and lie down on the ground and be one with nature and get grounded, like truly grounded. Because
I'm
we're
gonna
just
be
putting our
so
feet.
Covered in bug bites.
I know. We'll have like these ants just crawling in. I don't know, in all of our, what do you call it?
In one
orifice.
nostril, out the
Yeah.
other.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Ugh.
But I don't know. Is it as bad though? Has it gone
It's
as
gotten
worse
worse.
than
It's gotten
before?
better. It's gotten worse. So
Well, we're
Up
gonna
and
have to
down.
figure out because it's definitely inflamed. It's definitely on fire. So we gotta take out the electricity. Maybe we need to buy.
there are other sources
Maybe we'll buy you like
of flames, of heat.
what other source would there be, Allison? Your house, This is like you get electrical fire,
I
inflame.
realize those are not the only kind of fires that happen in your house.
I was just thinking getting like one of those metal brace or something, and then we'll just tie you down, chain you down to the ground, and then lock it around your ankle. Kind of like house arrest, but not quite. Like in those cartoon when you tie yourself to like a little big old ball of heavy
Ball and chain.
Yeah, ball and chain.
So you're gonna get me a literal ball and chain.
And then we'll see if that works. You don't think it's gonna work? Well, maybe not chain.
Yeah.
It was just hooked up to the ground somewhere,
Okay.
somehow. But no, but seriously though, this podcast I listened to, he's talking about like maybe he's just trying to sell his products.
What products was he trying to sell?
Yeah, I know. I
Did he
think
have some grounding
I
products?
don't know. Actually, I think he's
Was
selling.
he selling this ball and chain that you're trying to attach me to?
Yeah, maybe that's it. I think he might have a book, maybe,
Is
because
he?
I think most people who go on podcasts, they always there.
That's usually how
I
it
feel like
goes.
80% of the podcasts I listen to is like, oh yeah, go, all these things are cool, but go buy my book. It's coming out soon. Go buy my book. So that's pretty much 80%. But
I mean, it's kind of how like you watch those late night shows and all of the actors and
oh
everybody
yeah,
who
that's true. It's like a
it's always
movie.
like they have a
So
movie coming out
yeah,
or a TV show, something
yeah, that's true.
to promote.
That's true. They always have
Yeah,
to promote something. Like why couldn't they just go, right? You know, why couldn't they just go because they're bored
because
and
I don't think anybody's ever that bored.
to go on the night. You know, they invite me, I'll go. I won't shill
Okay.
a damn thing.
Really?
I mean, just me. I'll just show myself. That's
Okay.
it. But I think maybe he's selling books, maybe, or maybe he's talking about like there are, like one of the things that he said was that they did some sort of study where people were lying on like a bed that there's just like a little metal sheet that connects to the ground or something, and then they did some sort of study to see who's if there those people who lie on the grounded metal sheet or something would sleep better than not. And I mean, it's like a control study where they're like, I'll tell everyone that they're doing it, but some of the one that come out what's grounded, quote unquote grounded, actually came out sleeping better, have better rested, and all that stuff.
Okay, what I want to know is were these metal sheets heavier?
I'm-
Did they essentially just have
I have no
like,
idea.
what is it, compression blanket?
No,
Not the right word.
I'm thinking maybe
Weighted
it's
blankets?
just like maybe yeah, that's right. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a mattress or a sheet or something like you lay on top, or is it something that you cover yourself, which I'm not sure. But I don't know. I mean, these are studies, so it's like who the hell knows, right? I mean,
it should be in the study.
yeah, most of these studies are, I don't know, maybe somewhat biased and probably like, oh, let's just
That's why I'm like,
maybe
okay,
put it
cool.
this
There was
way,
a
put it
study
that way.
that doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
tell me
Yeah.
that
I
it's
don't
legit
know.
or not.
I don't know. But anyways, it was kind of interesting. Like I never thought about it. I mean, it's a good,
I mean, like I
regardless,
said,
it's a good story.
it's a great story.
Yeah, it's a good story.
And regardless or not of whether it is actually legitimate,
Mm-hmm.
it got us to add a good new practice to our life.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, if it doesn't work with you, then we kill it, cancel it. I don't want to sit with the ants anyways. Those ants are
I already told you,
so troublesome.
getting outside works.
I don't care. The
And
ants.
you need to get over your
The
ant
ants.
issues. Definitely needs to
Well,
get over
okay,
his
if
ant
the
issues.
grounding doesn't work, we could
Yeah.
still go sit outside, but then I'll wear shoes or something so they can't get me. Okay, they can't get to me. Get off me, ants.
You know they can climb up your shoes.
Well, then I would have to burn down. I would have to flame them.
You're gonna inflame the ants.
Yes, I will inflame them. But luckily for them, they're already grounded. So you know what happened? Deflame.
So they'll be all right.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
You don't need to worry about the ants.
Unfortunately for me,
They'll be
but
fine.
fortunately for them.
Alrighty.
Oh my God.
Well, that's good to know.
I need a new hobby.
You really do.
Than listening to podcasts about random things and trying to apply with it to my life. It's like, oh, listen. I
And
listened-
screaming at ants.
Yeah. And listen, they said that I should, I don't know, one of the random things that I'm like, hey, we should do this more something. And then we're like, yeah, just do it, whatever. Anyways, it's interesting though. I mean, it may
Have you
be,
found any other good tips from podcasts?
I don't know. Not this week. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Maybe some like startup entrepreneur stuff, but then like I don't even remember what they say. So, like you said, in one ear,
I need
out
to-
the other ear,
Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong.
and
Woo!
then it just goes out. It's just like I take it off my, the headset, and it's over. And then I'm like, what?
It's in there until he takes off the
Yeah,
headset.
what happened?
Then he
What happened?
unplugs it and it's all
Yeah, it's
all
gone.
lost.
It's gone forever. But anyways, I think it's interesting, and like you there's a lot of things I guess we don't know, right? Science don't know, so it's like
It's
who
true.
knows?
It's true.
Who knows? Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But if you are listening and you actually try it, let us know. Comment,
Let us know how it works for you.
subscribe on YouTube, comment somewhere. I don't know, find us somewhere and comment it. Be like, hey, commenting, and then just tell us you're crazy. It's like find us on Twitter. You're crazy. Just like a reply to like some random tweet that we have about something
crazy.
else. But anyways, that was maybe I need to incorporate more podcast content into our podcast. Like whatever I'm
So
listening
this
to, I'm
is
just
going to
gonna
be a
take a note down.
podcast about podcasts.
Podcasts about other people's podcasts and ridiculous podcasts.
But we're never going to remember
I
which
listen to.
podcast it was. So we're just going to be like, listen to a podcast this week.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I just go and
I don't know.
play something
Somebody.
random, and just listen. That's so that's kind of a cool thing. Oh, that would be a cool thing to do. Is like if you were, because to me, I have like this whole list of podcasts I subscribe to. But I think it would be really fun and interesting. I don't know if maybe not fun, but it would be interesting if you have something where you're listening to a podcast, but it doesn't tell you where it is. It's like, those shuffle feature on your
Like
phone or your
Podcast
music.
roulette.
Yeah. When you just press like play me something, and they'll just play you from just random one of the I don't know, 500,000 podcasts out there, and then I would just play you something random. That would be interesting, and then you have to actually listen to it. You have to commit to listen to it, and then you just listen because
Imagine it's just the most terrible audio.
oh, that's true. That might be, but imagine if they're all good, decent to good quality, and you're listening.
I
to
am
That would be
100% behind this idea. If only because it's the only way our podcast will get any listens ever.
I know that's true. It's like, oh, we got 3 people listen. Yes. Oh, those are just from the random.
They were forced to,
They're just,
but that's okay.
They just got shuffled somehow, and you just got picked up.
They had no choice.
But but that would be interesting though. Imagine listening to just because there's so many random podcasts that I probably never heard of. I mean, I subscribe
feel
to
like
maybe
there are
like
so many podcasts you wouldn't want to listen to though.
But that would be interesting, right?
It would be interesting, but imagine if it's something that you like. I don't know,
or maybe like a different language,
or that. It could be interesting, but might be a little difficult. I'm thinking more like, I don't know, like ghost stories, true crime. Like I feel like those are maybe not your kind of thing. Or
no, but that would be. But if I were forced to it, that would be kind of interesting. It would be. I mean, maybe not the best interesting, but maybe it's just be.
I mean, I guess it would be interesting. Just
yeah. Or maybe it would just be like educational stuff, right? But then it would just be shuffle. So that could be one day you're just learning about like, I don't know, how plants work, or another day you learn about some random dinosaur that's like something saurus that they just found, and then you're learning all these stuff like these things you would never listen to if you're just picking and choosing, right?
Okay, so how do you feel about landing on a random like math podcast?
That would be kind of interesting if they actually tell a good story about.
But that's the part you can't guarantee it's going to be a good podcast.
I mean, what would be
interesting podcast?
Would they just be sitting there and just
talking about math concepts?
That's fine. I mean, I can listen to it. I probably can't pick up. I probably get distracted because I mean, unless they if it's like a really bad podcast and all they do is talk about.
Okay, imagine you're listening to like a lecture that somebody put in podcast form.
Oh, that would be weird. That would be weird because then that doesn't even make sense because you're just like, oh, A plus B is equal to something divided by something, and take a summation of this because you want to calculate the quantum energy of the grounding process of these ants.
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah, imagine you're listening to that and you're like,
okay, well, if it has to do with grounding and ants, sounds interested.
Okay, I get it. I understand what that means. I don't know, but I think it'll be interesting.
I could see the value.
Yeah.
Maybe since I never listen to podcasts, I don't know. Yeah. But like, can you shuffle through your podcasts that you are subscribed to?
I don't know. I never actually try. I don't think anyone wants to actually. I don't think anyone. I need to stop saying actually. I don't think anyone wants to do that. Just because I feel like people want to. It's like YouTube. I don't know. Is there a random feature on YouTube?
I have no idea.
They always like surface stuff to you, but
and
then
I feel
at
like
the same
Shorts
time,
kind of does it randomly the way that like.
But that's so
TikTok
short, right? That's so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there'll be, or what I'm thinking maybe is like curated. but it's random, right? So it's like today you will be learning about this, and this is like the podcast. That's actually would be kind of cool.
So you're saying like Spotify for
Yeah,
podcasts.
if you start like a service where you're a podcast, but then you're just kind of you listen to so many podcasts, and then you kind of curate it. You make it into a podcast where you talk about like, oh, today I learned about this, and then you play a clip of it, and today I learned about that. I actually listened to, God, I need to stop saying actually. I listened to this podcast about, I don't know where I got it from. It's probably an ad from another podcast I listened to. I think it's called Something You Should Know podcast.
Okay.
It's really interesting because he did all these research and he had these people coming on to the podcast to talk about different topics, and it's always like something. It's always about something exactly like the title, something you should know, and it's always different, right? It's not about like tech or whatever food. It's not one topic. It's always something saying, oh, interesting. Even
So like, do you
yeah.
remember any of the things that you should know?
No, I don't remember anything from it.
Cool.
No, I actually remember the tip that I told you on the phone to move your cursor.
You
I don't even
hold
know.
down the space bar.
I remember just because I told you. Okay, that's thanks for telling me that because I don't even remember.
So if you don't know the tip,
Yeah.
Apparently this works on both iPhone and Android. If you hold down the space bar while you're typing something
on your phone.
On your phone, it'll turn into a cursor,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can kind of move your finger over the whole keyboard to move your cursor in the text if you want to go back or go forward, or
so you hold
you
down.
don't have to try to like
you press
click with your finger
right
the specific spot.
Right. So you press the space bar and then you move it, dragging it left or right,
Or up or down,
or really, I never because my
all
phone
over the keyboard.
Okay. My phone is
For mine at least it works.
I never typed that many words.
So if you have like paragraphs, for example.
I never typed that many words
That's
on my
true.
phone, so that's why it's like, oh, really? You can go up and down? I just go left and right.
You could type things that are more than one line? What?
Really? Let me try that
That's
now.
amazing.
Let me try that now. I'm literally going to try it.
But, yeah, so if you need to move your cursor around,
Okay, let me try it.
you can do
Oh
that.
my God. I can try it. It works. I just typed to you. I'm Euro U D D D D D D D D D space D.
I'm gonna get the weirdest text.
No, I'll delete it. It's kind of weird. It's like it's.
But
probably,
yeah, so like I mean I've known about this for ages, but it was brand new to him.
Yeah, it is new to me. I never heard of it about it. I was like, oh my God, it's mind blown.
He's like, Allison, I gotta tell you.
I gotta tell you, and then I told Allison's like she's like, yeah. I mean, you didn't know that. I mean, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I
didn't say that.
Well, I mean, I felt it. I felt it.
I
Okay,
did
I
not.
felt.
I was not being judgy at
I
all.
I felt so judged. I felt that electrical, sort of flow being transferred from your eyeballs to from your glare to my inner whatever it is.
If only that actually worked when I was actually mad at him.
I felt so much electrical whatever output that you were giving to me that I
had to go outside and ground yourself.
immediately go outside, take off my clothes, and lie down on the ground, regardless of being eaten alive by the
like
ants.
us.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
This
how I felt.
explains why we have so many ants, is because Sun just keeps offering himself.
They're like, an offering from God. they think I'm God. They're like, offering from God. Little did they realize they just get squished by me when they're trying to attack me. I'm like, get off me, ants. I don't like you. But anyways, but yeah, maybe I need to actually, God, I need to stop saying actually. Maybe I need to listen to these podcasts and maybe take notes, and then maybe we
You
use
definitely do, because you spend so much time listening to podcasts.
But
and you're like, I am doing this because it's educational and it's improving myself, and I'm getting so much out of this, and then you get nothing
I get nothing out of
because
it.
you forget immediately.
It's like an escape. It's like watching a movies because I listen to podcasts when I'm doing like house, like
Doing the
cleaning up or doing the
dishes,
dishes or
yeah.
laundry or whatever. It's like watching a movie. It's just an escape while I'm just doing random things. That's like feeding the fish, mowing the lawn, things that I'm like, I don't know if I don't care to do it, but I'll just do it. So it's like watching a movie's escaping. So it's like, that's interesting. I learned something new today that I will forget tomorrow. That's usually how it is. It's like I learned so many things and then I forget the next day. It is what it is.
He spends so much time.
But
And
okay.
it's so hard to talk to him because he always has those headphones in.
But maybe next week. I will when
You'll
I listen
have
to
to
podcasts.
give us our
Yeah.
tips of the
Oh, I
week.
actually listened to. God, stop saying actually. I listened to some podcasts about.
I need to get out the Nerf bullets and just every
Yeah, I
time
know.
actually.
You actually need to do that,
I
Allison.
actually do.
Yeah, but I listened to some podcasts about about the like Solidity stuff, like blockchain coding and stuff like that. I remember that. That was helpful, but I don't think anyone listened to this give a damn about that. Just like tool set
No,
and stuff.
that's what you need to bring
the
up on our
blockchain.
NF Toys podcast.
I know.
That is completely dead.
And I also listened to a interview that Naval, who is one of like the famous VC thought leader in the Silicon Valley, was interviewing Vitalik, which is one of the co-founders of Ethereum, and that was really interesting. Yeah, but anyways, we'll save that for a different podcast.
We need to actually record that podcast.
Yeah, sometime
Eventually. One of these days.
when I'm done grounding myself.
So never.
Yes.
Rip the podcast.
I'm telling you, we just bring the whole setup out there. We'll ground. We'll have a little chit chat while we're grounding, and then I'm occasionally yelling at the ants. It'll be great.
This podcast is now being interrupted by Sun yelling at ants.
God dang.
We'll be back.
Stop crawling on me. What are you doing?
We'll be back after this commercial break
Pretty
when Sun
much.
is done yelling at ants.
Pretty much. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this week. Even though we never got into the meditation, I'll continue to try. One of these days, I'll figure out how to actually meditate correctly, and we'll go back and report on it.
Just stop yelling at the ants.
I know,
Just
but
chill out when
I
you're
think
out there grounding.
maybe that is the key to this is if I'm able to sit through the grounding and meditate without yelling, then that is a successful meditation, right?
Yes.
Because I'm like becoming one with whatever my one self or reach the heightened a heightened state of being or some crap like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So we'll find out next week. It's gonna be an ongoing journey
Will Sun ever meditate?
to Nirvana.
The journey to Nirvana.
We should change this podcast.
Sundays
title.
with Sun and Day, Journey to Nirvana.
Yeah. Trying to meditate for another week.
And failing.
And yeah, trying keyword. But anyways,
As long as we try.
I think we're good for this week. I am exhausted from talking because this is our second recording
Yes,
of the day.
it is.
We did
It's true.
another recording of Snack Attack for our YouTube channel that will never get posted because we'll probably won't get around to edit, or Allison won't get around to editing it. So
I have maybe been slacking off a little bit.
it's okay. It's
I'm
fine.
pregnant.
I don't know if anyone's really expecting it, but it's fine. But anyways, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go
Alright.
ground myself.
You do
should
that.
ground yourself too.
I'll do that.
It's getting late. Yeah, you should go.
All right.
All right, time to get naked. Bye.